In this video, we're going to learn how to conduct a hypothesis test using a graphing calculator for proportions. And so if you go to Stat and you go over to Tests, we're going to be using option 5 in the calculator, which is one proportion z-test. And you can see these three options. You have P0, X, and N. So P0 is the value that you use in your hypothesis statement. In the previous video, we were looking at adults that go grocery shopping, and we wanted to test the proportion of adults that use Kroger to see if it was greater than 0.5. And so our test was 0.50, so that would be what we plug in for our first value. And then for our X, the number of shoppers that actually went to Kroger was 460, so this is the number of successes for your proportion in your problem. And N is just your sample size, 868 for our problem. And so no matter what you're testing, this video is just showing you how to use this function. We were doing a greater than problem, so we're going to use this last option. But no matter what test you're running, you either want to click not equal to, less than, or greater than. And so once you've plugged in all of your information, most students will use the calculate button, and this is perfectly fine. But a TI-83 and TI-84 both offer the draw option, and I actually think this is more beneficial for students. So if you click on draw instead of calculate, it's going to give you your p-value, your z-score, and it's going to show you the type of test that you're conducting. So here we're doing a greater than test, and this is just a great way to check your work and not confuse you. So once you have your p-value, this is what you compare to alpha. And you can watch the previous video for more understanding on how to interpret, but since this is less than our alpha of 0.05, we reject and we have sufficient evidence when interpreting this problem. One thing I want to show before I end this video, if we go back to option 5 and we have the exact same values but we hit calculate, it's fine to hit calculate, but you're going to get more options, and the big mistake that students will make is that they use p-hat instead of p-value, and so just make sure you're not using this p-hat option when you interpret your results. So that's how you use the graphing calculator when conducting a hypothesis test for proportions.